The Colorado State logo and Colorado Department of Education logo appear center screen. The video transitions to on-screen text that reads, "Build procedural fluency from conceptual understanding." The logos are now at the bottom of the screen. The on-screen text transitions to new text that reads, "Effective teaching of mathematics builds fluency with procedures on a foundation of conceptual understanding so that students, over time, become skillful in using procedures flexibly as they solve contextual and mathematical problems." Principles to Actions, NCTM. 3 students are seen standing in front of a whiteboard looking towards the teacher, Mrs. Randall. A text graphic appears on screen that reads, "Mrs. Randall's 5th grade class, Broomfield, Colorado." The text graphic slides away.
You hear that bell? I rang it very lightly. Can you please join me at board 3 for just a moment?
The entire class is gathered around a whiteboard with one group of students' problem written on the board.
If you can't see, scooch up front there. There we go. All right, so one thing we've been working very hard on is less of Miss Randall saying.
The camera briefly shows a close-up of the students' work on the whiteboard, then goes back to showing the whole class.
Here's what they did, 1, 2, 3, and more of you analyzing somebody else's work and talking about what strategies you see they use, and do you agree, disagree, and compare it to your own.
A text graphic appears on screen that reads, "Why might the teacher bring the whole class together to discuss one group's work?" The text graphic slides away.
So I'm going to wait for a few hands after you've had a minute to analyze somebody else's work.
Students raise their hands to be called on.
Okay. Xavier, go ahead.
They did the same sorting thing where they multiplied 5 and 1/2 by 3 and 1/2 as a mixed number, which my group did as well, and sorted it into parentheses like that.
Okay. Maddie, add on.
I see. Well, they, instead of just doing 5 times 3.
The camera zooms in for a close-up of the students' work on the whiteboard, then goes back to showing the whole class.
And 1 times 1/2, they make sure they have like 4 separate equations, and then they added them all together.
Yeah, okay, I noticed that. Are there any other groups that also had 19 and 25 hundredths as a representation?
Some students raise their hands.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I appreciate that it's very clear and easy to read their work. They've represented each piece of the problem in order for me to come up and understand what they're doing. It makes sense to me because they did that. I also noticed that this group answered the first question clearly and included an appropriate unit. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah.
Think about what your board looks like right now and your official answer to problem 1. And think about, is that something you're going to go revise, or are you pleased with it?
The video transitions to on-screen text that reads, "How does spending extended time on one group's work support conceptual understanding and/or procedural fluency?" 3 students are seen gathered around a table reading note cards. A graphic note card appears on screen as the student reads it aloud.
Lynn needs more than 9 ounces of butter to make cookies for her party. How many ounces of butter would be enough for the cookies?
The graphic note card slides off screen, as a graphic text appears that reads, "Mrs. Kidd's 7th grade class, Broomfield, Colorado." The text graphic slides away.
10. Yeah.
2 large graphics appears on screen that show all the note cards the students are looking at. The 2 large graphics disappear. The students are picking up and discussing individual note cards.
10 ounces, so
She needs more than
in blue, going to be from 9 to 14, maybe.
Definitely not that.
Yeah.
What is that? Okay, so. And then this one would have to be here.
A text graphic appears on screen that reads, "How does the card sorting activity build conceptual understanding? How does it build procedural fluency?" The text graphic slides away.
Yeah. Well, just check it.
Yeah, because it goes to 8. 0 to 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
A graphic note card appears on screen as the student reads it aloud. The graphic note card slides off screen.
Okay.
A fishing boat can hold fewer than 9 people. How many people can hold? Okay.
Yeah.
Now we just got to get our. What is that? Okay.
Oh, I'm so tired.
any value higher than 9, including non-whole numbers. I think that one's for the ounces, because you can't have non-whole people.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but
Anyways, come over here so you can see better.
The students are seen grouping the note cards in columns on the table. The teacher, Mrs. Kidd, walks up to the group and looks at the columns of cards.
wait, I think
I think
this one should be here,
Tell me why you think it would be there instead of,
because you can't have non-whole people.
okay?
So I think that would be.
Do you two agree with that? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Then any value from 0 to wait.
Tell me why this one fits. This. Can you read that to me and tell me why it fits?
Lynn needs more than 9 ounces of butter to make cookies for her
You got
party.
it? Okay. I'll be right there.
Okay. And how many ounces of butter would be enough for the cookies?
Cruz,
Yeah.
will you guys pick one column that you think you have all correct and bring them over here and compare with their column and their grade to have a conversation.
The video transitions to on-screen text that reads, "Why is it important to build procedural fluency from conceptual understanding? Where do you see this done well and where could it be improved?" The video transitions to the Colorado State logo and the Colorado Department of Education logo.